Should we do one more?
Yeah, I don't care.
So, changing my mind about merging finances, taking money out of my wife's fun account, or my dad wants money from a check I received.
You picked this time.
Okay. I'm going to do merging finances because we'll see if I'm being a hypocrite
Okay.
again. Okay. Am I the asshole for changing my mind about merging finances with my fiance? I, 39 male, am engaged to Tina, 32 female. We work in different fields and I make about 15% more than her. When we were dating, we got along so well that we knew we'll be spending the rest of our lives together. Imagine that. That's crazy.
Can't imagine.
I love that, like, every episode that we have, we're just, like, diving deeper into how chronically single we are.
Oh, how old were they?
He's older. He's 39 and she's 32.
Hey, we got some time.
Yeah, we have time. We talked about it. I have a funny side tangent. My friend is getting married next year and he was having an existential crisis about getting older. And he's like, I'm just like, we're entering a new stage in our life. And like, he's talking about this like with his fiance. And the way he said it was so funny. He's like, it's not even about getting married. Like, I'm so excited to get married. It's about responsibility. Like, imagine having to mow a lawn. And he's like having a crisis about mowing a lawn. I was like, you don't even have to have a lawn if you don't want to.
Yeah, they don't need a lawn.
Yeah.
That's true.
I was talking him off a cliff, but then when it comes to myself, I'm like, oh my God, 26?
No, for real. Yeah.
Like,
give me some responsibility.
Yeah.
But really, I don't even know that I could handle it. Oh, God. I'm with them. Down with the American lawn. I want a yard of wildflowers.
Oh my God, I love that. That's the most healthy thing to do, I think.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, for the earth. It's like having the green lawn that's like perfect is actually like really bad for the environment because it's like one species of plant when there would have been wildflowers.
Yeah.
Wildflower lawns.
Yeah, in my concrete jungle, Philadelphia. Third floor
Just
apartment.
Just have a concrete lawn.
Concrete
there you go. Yeah, third floor apartment.
Yeah.
Back at it. So sorry. Okay. He's 39. OP's 39 male. Tina, 32 female. Here we go. We talked about it and we decided early on to combine our finances when we do get married. We then got engaged and things fell apart when I discovered the details of her finances. I've always lived a frugal life. I wear ordinary clothes and drive ordinary cars. Tina has always dressed better and drove better cars. It's been a running joke in our friend group that she's marrying down. I've always laughed and didn't mind. She looks amazing, like she just stepped out of a magazine cover. Now that we're engaged, we went through our finances in detail. I don't want to go into too much detail, so I'll be brief. The money that I don't spend, I invest. My assets and investments are roughly 20 times of hers, and she owes about $50,000 spread over several cards and $75,000 on her new electric car. If she cashed out her investments and retirement, she still wouldn't have enough to pay off her debt. I was shocked into silence. I don't make that much more than her, so I always figured our asset levels are close. I never imagined there would be such a wide gap, and that doesn't even include her debt. After thinking about it for weeks, I finally told Tina the other day that I want to keep our finances separate until she pays off her debt. I don't want to say I do and then immediately take on $125,000 of debt. If I'm being honest, I'm also thinking about talking to an attorney about the pros and cons of a prenup. I didn't tell her about the attorney part because she blew up at me for going back on our merging agreement. She argued that we'd always talked about joining our lives and sharing everything, and now I'm having doubts. I told her I have no doubts about spending the rest of my life with her. I just don't want to take on that much debt. Am I the asshole for changing my mind?
No, I don't think so.
No. I think if he left her because of this, he wouldn't be an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, no.
No.
Not an asshole.
Not an asshole at all. Crazy. If I was dating someone, I guess this just ties back into what we were just talking about. It's like the amount of debt that someone has when they're spending in this way, like when they're just frivolously spending, buying designer clothes, driving the best of the best cars just to look good. And then you have $125,000 in debt. That's a reflection of who you are. That's a reflection of your financial literacy, your financial intelligence, and I just think your intelligence in general. Like, I just feel like it says something about a person if you're so caught up in wearing designer clothing and driving expensive cars just to look good, and then on the back end you're in that much debt. Like, that says something about your character, I think.
Yeah.
And if you found that out about someone, it's like, that's not someone that I want to marry. I want to marry someone that is prioritizing long-term freedom and experiences and setting yourself up for for success in all areas of your life, instead of blowing every dollar you make and more, spending beyond your means, just so you can wear designer stuff so that people think you're cool.
Yeah, I think too it just goes along with like being a responsible person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think like there's obviously some debts that are like everyone needs a car. Well, like you don't need one, but pretty much you do need one depending on what your job is and where you live and everything else. But like I would love a Tesla or, you know, a $75,000 electric vehicle. Yep. I'm probably going to have to buy a car soon. Like I have a 2003 Toyota Camry. It's going to kick the can eventually. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like I wouldn't be buying a Tesla. I would be buying a car that I could afford the payment on, and then I'd be working to pay it off before like the 5-year loan or whatever year loan I would have gotten out to pay for the car in the first place would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
exactly. No, I feel like that's why I'm not trying to say that all debt is bad, because obviously there's people that grow up with no money. They're not as privileged as other people were. And you have to take out student loans, car payments, house payments, like loans for many things. But I don't think that's the problem. Like that's just life. If someone had debt and they were working their ass off to pay it off, and it was loans that they had to take and they weren't spending frivolously beyond their means, like that's different. Yeah. Like I feel like that's a good quality about someone, is that if they have debt and they're working towards it, that shows their character. But it's like, it also shows your character to spend beyond your means in order to be flashy so that other people have a certain vision of you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's why.
Yeah, well, that's where the difference is. Yeah, the frivolous part. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I agree with that. I don't think he's wrong at all. I'd be like trying to keep that separate too.
Oh my God, I think I would. Ugh. It's so hard because it's like I said, can't imagine loving someone for that many years and then leaving them over one thing. But I just think money is so important in our world today that if you don't know how to manage your money or spend within your means, that's just a huge turnoff for me.
Same. And I think I would start resenting. So I'd be like, oh, like it sound like I'm going to sound like a boomer or whatever. But I'd be like, oh, like you're going to go to Starbucks and get like, you know what I mean? Like it would be that like the little things like
oh no, me too,
all the time would be like really like and then you can't say that because it's not your money and like you can't really tell someone what to do with their money, but I would feel some type of way about everything, you know what I mean?
I think it's also, I guess OP doesn't really relate to this, but because OP doesn't care to wear expensive clothes and drive expensive cars. But for me, it's like, like you said, I would love to have a Tesla. I would love to be able to buy whatever I wanted, whatever clothing I wanted, regardless of how much it costs. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to spend within my means and budget wisely to set myself up for the future. So then if I had a partner that was doing the opposite of that and buying things anyway while I was holding back and living responsibly, and then we had to merge our finances and my responsible habits were then overshadowed by their irresponsibility because now your credit is combined and your debts are merged because now you're married. So I would 100% have resentment, especially because it's like I'm not jealous of people that can spend more money than me if they work for it and they make more. Like, go off.
That's your money. Yeah.
But I would resent someone so deeply if they did that and then the negative consequences fell back on me.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, I want to, no.
Oh my gosh, I'd be so mad.
Yeah, I'd be out.
Yeah, that would be a non-negotiable for me.
Me too.
I'd be like, absolutely not. Because then it's like the girlfriend gets mad or the fiance is like, you're going back on your promise. Like, you promised we would merge finances. And it's like, I think that you could argue that there's a reasonable expectation that we promised to build a life together. And it's hard to say because, maybe out loud she never said that she had great finances. Like, maybe she never claimed to. But I don't know. I feel like she's kind of using him a little bit. It's giving that vibe. And then, I don't know. I just think that any reasonable person would be on OP's side and see that she's the little asshole.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to be about that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Please. If somebody seriously had $125,000 worth of debt and they were like, but you said we're going to merge finances. I'd be like, well, you said you could afford that fucking car you've been driving around. And obviously you can't.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
No, that'd be too much.
Yeah, I'd say end it now. If she can't agree to not merging I think that OP is even being too nice because he's still giving her a chance.
Yeah, I don't know that I would like run away, but I would definitely be like, what is your plan for this? Like,
totally.
how are you, where are you going to plan to pedal back to pay off your debts?
Okay.
So that it doesn't affect me.
Yes, you're right.
And what we can do together. You know what I mean?
You're right. I'll say what I said in the last story. Yeah. Like, I will give you another chance or continue to give you chances if we can make a solid black and white plan on a calendar with how many dollars you're going to earn every week and where those dollars are going to go. And you're not buying one more expensive item that's unnecessary until all this debt is paid off. And that would be a non-negotiable for me, I think.
Yeah, you would definitely just have to come up with like a good financial plan.
Yeah, totally.